and gentlemen. Hala. Keep clapping, keep clapping. Still moving, keep clapping, keep clapping.
I'm going to read two pieces, but before I go, I just want to say thank you so much to Mike, to everyone at The Inspired Word for inviting me to be a part of this really special evening. Thank you. He calls the river a lake. Says, look how this galaxy is all echo. Look how this sky is all dome. Says, I like your curls. Where are you from? He says, what's your Valentine? I say dust. He says, let's be tragic. Says, I have drawers full of chemicals and a fever in my throat and nowhere to be until February. He says, I like your curls. Says, with hair like that, you must know some alchemy, some desert, some romance of ash. Says, with hair like that, you must know water. Where are you from? He says, what's your Valentine? I say dust. Dust, because no one says remember the shipwrecked. No one says they torched the library in Baghdad. Remember the flame. Dust, because no one says grandma gave mint, and grandpa loved paper, mama gave a shoreline, and baba lost a key, and we could have been harp unstrung or beatbox brethren warming our hands on the sulfur of song. Dust, because women still float lifeless like flowers in rivers, and no one says stop. He says, what's your Valentine? I say dust. He says, what is ice if not surgery? And what is constellation if not confetti? And what is land if not a mouth? And I mouth the things I love, so where are you from? He says, let's be tragic. Let's be tragic. And so we said tragic, and we said tragic until we saw the slit throats of children and humps, and then we said, oh. He says, what's your Valentine? I say dust. Dust, because I learned cities like sculpture. I sculpture against their neon bodies. I scatter lips, hips, hands, breath, dust, because it might be air and dirt and tide, but it is also light and grass and moon. Dust, because maps are trickery. Because I know men who carried all of Ramallah, Gaza, Jenin on their back and unflowered the boxes in tiny Midwestern backyards. Dust, because they found mosques even in backwater creeks, sat practicing the lilt, the drop, the roll, valley roll of each letter of faith. And from home they brought nothing of the copper teapots, the jasmine trees, the sunbirds brought nothing but the dust they carried on their skin. He says, loving a city doesn't count, which is like saying that rocks don't have memory, or a hillside cratered with bombs is not as human as lullaby. Says, loving a city doesn't count, which is like saying that fires don't remember the hands that lit them, because a city will break your heart. He says, what's your Valentine? Don't say dust. He says, what is constellation if not confetti? He calls a river a lake. Says, look how the sea is all fossil. Look how this planet is all storm. Says, I like your curls. Where are you from? He says, where are you from? Where you from, where you are from is where you break or return or kneel, touch forehead to soil, where you say please, grace, thanks, where you give dust, take dust back, where you remember. Remember, I remember. History sheds land as shamelessly as clothing, but I remember because grandma gave stone with that mint, and grandpa kept a typewriter, and I have always been from the dust they carried on their skin. What I mean to say when I say I loved him. The nighttime. The West Beirut skyline, the parking lot. The midnight air, the moonless sky, the August hot. The young. The seawater. The candy breakfast, the lamppost lips, the finally, the I wrote you in poems before I met you, the skylight eyes. The tangled veins, the napkin letters, the 8 million stars, that count them and kiss me. The broken together, the collapse together, the needle marks, the winter's coming. The cold nights and not enough body between the two of us, the stagger and falter, the sprawl. The here, hold my head, I think I'm ill, the compass of your hands, the paper cut, the storm, the take, the sorry, the take, the give it back, the can't be hungry for someone like this, the dark eyes and fistful of soil, the ripped skirt, the truth. The truth I stitched into my skin like a costume. The I love you. The 17 bruises, the I love you. The I love you like concrete, like pavement, like pinned wrist and blood between teeth. The over, the bitch, the he told me to hit and I hit, the he told me to walk and I ran, the mama was right. The alone, the ache, the no one will ever love me so dark and damaged and true. The drink, the whiskey drink, the tequila drink, the 8 p.m. drunk, the 3 a.m. drunk, the sunrise drunk, and my bones are an after party. The compass broken. The one more time. The 2 more times, 6 more times, the I don't listen, the I don't learn, the leave me alone with matches and come back to find your house gutted, the half-decade given to bitter. The new city. The skin painted to match skyscrapers, the subway rides, the woman outside the bar, the honey, you're gonna have to save yourself, the no roses, no wishes, no stars, the forget romance, give me somewhere safe and quiet where I can rest for the night, the tired. The men as lighthouse. The faithful body, the gutter heart that don't mistake my hush for yours or yours or yours, the compass shattered, the I am teeth and spine and veins for north, that I should have left those love letters in Beirut, should have left those eyelashes in Vierzon, that take that you can love something and still give it back. The nighttime, the West Beirut skyline, the parking lot, the midnight air, the moonless sky, and they say you found God. The August hot, and they say I'm still young. The rewritten ending. The I never left, the 8 million stars, the count them and kiss me, the compass, the I never left, the compass, that I would do it again in a heartbeat. Thank you guys.
Give it up for Hala.